Good morning. Well, I'm out here on the bench outside here, work table. I got my son's Dell 755. It's a refurbished computer from Walmart.com. That's where we get our Windows 7. You can get them for just a little under 200 bucks. You can't beat that. 1 terabyte hard drive, 4 gigs of RAM, and this is basically what my son is using and my wife is using. Mine is a HP 6110P or something like that I've had for at least 5 years, 64-bit. This is a 32. But anyways, what I'm doing here is my son Tommy picked up a mini DV camcorder which uses Firewire in order to get the videos into the computer. Now, I used to use mini DV camcorders all the time, but, you know, why my son bought this, I don't know. It's old technology, you know, and but he likes the camera. I think he got a pretty good deal on it. He bought it at a thrift store, a consignment shop, actually. He bought it a couple weeks ago, I guess. And he's been haunting me to put a Firewire card in here. So I went on Amazon and I got this card here. This is the card I bought from Amazon. It came with a very short Firewire cord for $14.99, free shipping. It's very confusing, so I posted a question on a forum as to where to put this card in here, because there are 4 different PCI slots on here. So I gotta finish blowing this dust out of here first. So let me finish with that, because each time I work on a computer, I bring it out here when the weather's mild. It's in the upper 40s right now. It's going to be in the low 50s today. Each computer gets blown out before anything gets done to it. And since I got good lighting out here, I might as well put the card in out here. But I have to make some changes. Down here is where I want to put it. I was told to use this slot right here, this short one here. This is a PCI slot. This one here is, and this one. So there's 4. And it's an express, I guess. So this is what where we're going to put it. But I got to remove this and relocate it up here. Now this is a PS2 mouse and keyboard. And I'm not sure what this is. I think this might be the video, but I'm not sure. But this was on the computer, so I want to take and move this card up here. That's easy enough. I just got to take this plastic off, and so that I can use that slot down below here. But let me clean this out first. Like I said, this is a Dell 755 refurbished, 4 gigs of RAM. 1 terabyte hard drive, and 4 PCI slots. So we're going to try to use this one, but we're going to relocate this over to here. I figured I'm not going to use this one, but I want to make sure the card's going to fit in there first. I think it will. Okay, on the forum that I inquired about what kind of card I can use in this, it was recommended to me to get this card. It was like $15, and it came with a Firewire cable also. So that's great, because I didn't want to. I've got a Firewire card in my 64-bit computer, and I use Pinnacle. I don't have it in there right now because, as I said, my hard drive failed last year, and I had to have the whole operating system. So I reinstalled. So I never put the Pinnacle back in. Pinnacle is the easiest program, although it crashes terribly, but it's the easiest program to use for capturing videos. It's complicated on Sony Movie Studio 13. It's when I had Power Director in there, I couldn't even figure out how to capture with that. And Windows Movie Maker doesn't offer capture that I could find. So anyways, you see these these two little connectors here on the bottom? The black one is not a connector. It's you know, just part of the board. But there's two little connectors right there, and it looks to me like the one on the right is a little has a little more contacts on it, and the one on the left is a little bit more. In other words, the one on the right looks like about a 1/4 inch, and the one on the left looks like about a 1/2 inch. So obviously you can't put that in any of, well, it's got to go this way. You can't put that in here, okay? So it's got to go down in this one down here. So I got to move this, and I'll put this up here. These are not used anyways. They were on the computer. You know, when we got it refurbished, all this stuff was on it. So normally you'd use a PS2 keyboard and mouse, but he's using USB mice, so it don't matter. So I can move it up here. So it's out of the way, and I can put the Firewire down at the bottom. So I'm going to remove this, and I think, yeah. All right, so that's easy enough. That just unhinges. All right, and then I guess you just lift that up. So, yeah, that's easy enough. That just lifts right up out of there. See? And then I can put it over in this bay over here and put the Firewire card in here. Now, what I'm going to try to do now first, and I hate to hand hold the camera. I don't practice what I preach. All right, it looks to me like this will fit in there. And I'm not going to force anything in there. I don't even have my reading glasses. I hope it fits in there. It looks like it. Now I'm going to have to do this off camera. I need a flashlight, and I need a magnifying glass and everything else to work on. There's nothing like magnifying glass and reading glasses. I got it in there. Very easy. It just snaps in, and then you just snap this cover back down. You don't even need the screws in it. So now what we got is the Firewire jacks right here. And I'm not sure what that jack is there, but he's not going to use that anyways. But this is the Firewire. So he can put two Firewire cords on here. Why anybody would want to have two Firewire cards at one time, I don't know, but the option's there. Now what I got to do is to take and put this thing over to here. So I gotta lift this, so push it down. Yeah, I gotta take out this here. That comes out easy. See? And off camera, I'll put this over here. Okay, that was very quick. You know, I need two hands. I cannot work one-handed on things like this. And I didn't need my magnifying glass. Isn't that something? Okay, so now that that's out of the way, this the cable was like that, kind of long. You'd think it would have interference with all that long wire in there, but I didn't design the computer. I'm just adding something to it. All right, so now my experience with Firewire cards are, and I've done a couple of them on computers in the past, is Windows finds the drivers for him. You don't need to download the drivers, so I'm hoping that this will work for him. And I think we're all set. I blew everything out here. I got you on macro. It looks like he's got a 360. It says watts output. 360 watts. So he's got a pretty good power supply in here. Not that that Firewire card is going to really take that much. I mean, if he was to add a video card in here, yes, he might. Well, I think even that, because in my HP 6110P, I believe it is, in my desk computer, the one I use all the time, that's only got a 250 watt power supply in it. So these Dells were very good. Let me get you back off of macro. These Dells were really a good deal. Now, I was told that these are literally taken out of service and, you know, they're refurbished, but they're really used. Well, sure. A Dell 755, when was the last time they made them? I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago. But what it is when they refurbish them, they scratch off the Microsoft and they're rebuilt by a company called Joy Systems, J-O-Y Systems. And I guess they do all the Walmart.com computers. What you do is you order it. It's usually free shipping to the store of your choice, and you go down and pick it up. You just prepay for it. And a Dell 755, this is, let me get you a better look at the, I'll turn it over here a minute. It's a Dell Optiplex 755, okay? Now, you got 2 USBs here, and you got, I think, 4 in the back. And I blew all this out, so this is in good shape. I had put in, I believe, my son had this for what, about 2 years now, close to it. I think I put a DVD burner in here. I'm pretty sure I did. Anyways, that's what they do. They refurbish. For technical support, contact Joy Systems. And they are, I don't know where they're out of, but anyways. So that is the story there. So now we got this card relocated out of the way, because you never know, you might want to use a PS2 mouse and PS2 keyboard. You've got the jacks for that right on the back here. But he's going to be using his USB mouse and keyboard. So I'm pretty well cleaned out on here. I don't think I need to blow any more dirt out, because I gave it 3 good shots and cleaned the processor. And you see how the processor is? Look at the fins on that. So that's no cheapie, you know. I mean, sure, yeah, there's better computers out there now, but I mean, I think for $200 refurbished, guaranteed for a year, you can't beat it. We've never had any problems with it, so that's what we do. Unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to find a Windows 7 refurbished computer. They're all crappy Windows 10, as I said so many times before. We will never go to Windows 10. We'll just keep using. If I have to go and get a used one at a yard sale, we'll stay with Windows 7 until they come out with a much better system. Because when we had our printers, we had HP 1209 series, I believe it was. When we went from XP to Windows 7, we had to replace our printers. They wouldn't work with 7. So each time you get a different operating system, you have to change your printers most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. And your older software will not work in here. We have certain things that we like to use, and you know, and that's it. So anyways, so every computer we have in the house now that we are actually using is Windows 7. Mine is 64-bit. This one's a 32-bit. And I think my wife has a Dell. She got hers not too long ago. I think it was last spring, refurbished for under $200. It was a different model Dell. Don't remember what it is now, but hers is a 64-bit. Although she don't do video editing and she just plays the games on Facebook and stuff like that. So, anyways, that's the story there. I just wanted to make this video so you can say that this old goat doesn't always just do one thing all the time. I've just been waiting for the weather to get warm enough so I can work out here and blow out these computers. And I got to get my computer out here and clean it out, because there's a lot of dust in that too. And so I guess I'll put this together and give it a try. We'll do that off camera. And hopefully I don't have to go back out here and pull this out. It's not going to fit in any of these other slots. You see how these slots are? And you see how the small contacts were on this here? Well, you have to put it there. And I was told to use this slot. I don't know if it's an X something or other, X1, X16. I don't know anything about that. You can tell me all day what it means, and I'll forget it as soon as you tell me. It's just way over my head. All I know is I'm able to do stuff like this if somebody tells me where to insert it. That don't sound too good, does it? Anyway, okay, so I was told to buy this card on one of the forums I was on. I took a snapshot of this, and he told me to use this small slot, order this card, which I did, and put it here. And I guess the difference between these, from this one and these, is I think this is the faster one. This is a PCI Express, so it's faster, but all he's going to be using is the mini DV camcorder on it, and that's all. That's just for capturing him into the hard drive, and then he can run it to the video editor of his choice, which is, like me, Windows Movie Maker. And he's using Pinnacle, and because he's going to need that to capture. It's the easiest program to capture with. As far as editing is concerned, I've had a lot of problems with it crashing, you know, non-responsive and stuff. Pinnacle has a bad reputation of hanging up and crashing. I've got Pinnacle 12. 15 is no good. It's even worse than 12. So I put 12 in. I gave him the disk. He's got Pinnacle 12 in here. And I'm going to probably put that back into my computer, because I've already got the Firewire card. And I think I talk long enough. What do you think, everybody? I know, I talk too much. Well, I'll try it one more time. It said hardware malfunction, so. Figure do a restart, maybe it'll work, I don't know. If it don't work this time, I'll take the card out. I'm going to have to take the card out, it's making noises. Story of my life. Well, so far so good, but the hard drive is still busy. So I'm not very... I guess this computer's working okay. You just pull the damn card out. This is why I don't like working on computers. I fail every time. Okay, so He's back to normal again. We'll just have to give him the bad news about he's not going to be able to put a Firewire card in here. Maybe we can get a refund from Amazon. Hopefully.